You know, I've often said all is vanity. In my messages, you'll hear it often. And I don't know if I've made it as clear as I possibly can. And so I'll try today to make it very clear what I mean when I say that all is vanity and that you men of the world, men, women, doesn't matter, are fighting a losing battle. You're fighting a losing battle. When he said that your hearts were far from him, he wasn't lying. And a lot of you just give good lip service. But you know in your heart that you're preoccupied with the things of this world. And you don't believe that all is vanity. And you prove it by how much energy you give to something of this life that you're living. You still believe that there is something valuable in this life that you're living. And so you chase. You continue to chase, even though you've been warned to stop chasing, to come out of her. Stop chasing her. It's only because you don't understand the vanity of chasing her yet. Or maybe you never will. And what I mean when I say maybe I haven't made it clear is maybe I haven't shown you exactly why it's vanity. Not just that it is, but why it is. And if you give me a moment of your time today, and you hear these words that you're about to hear, I want you to really consider what you have heard today. Stop for a second and really consider these words that you're about to hear. They come from the book of Jeremiah, chapter 4. I'll start at verse 1. If thou wilt return, O Israel, says Abba, return unto me. And if thou wilt put away thine abominations out of my sight, then shalt thou not remove. So did y'all hear that? Abba says, return. That's very similar to come out of her. You see? Return to me, he says to Israel. And put your abominations out of my sight. So obviously what you've been doing is an abomination to the Father. He's telling you that. We've all like sheep have gone astray. So when we have gone astray, we have done abominable things. And those things that you have recognized in your life as abominable, it's time, it is high time that you put that out of your life today. Understanding that it is vanity for you to keep it in your life. For it is only seeking to steal, kill, and destroy something from you. Something. But let's continue. And you shall swear, Abba lives in truth, in judgment, and in righteousness. And the nations shall bless themselves in him, and in him shall they glory. For thus says Abba to the men of Judah and Jerusalem, break up your fallow ground, and sow not among thorns. Circumcise yourselves to Abba, and take away the foreskins of your heart. You hear that? Stop hiding your heart from the Father, denying the things that you know that you have in your life. You're denying them for some momentary gain, some momentary satisfaction. Circumcise your heart today, you men of Judah and inhabitants of Jerusalem, lest my fury come forth like fire. You hear that? Do you hear it, Israel? Lest my fury come forth like fire and burn, that none can quench it. None can quench it because of the evil of your doings. So why is Abba's wrath called the day of the Lord coming on this earth? Because of your doings, Israel, you men of Judah, you inhabitants of Jerusalem, with the foreskins still on your hearts, not being true Jews of the circumcision of the heart. Oh yeah, you as a man stand there with the circumcision of the flesh. But what good is that going to do you on the day of the Abbayah he just described to you? Continuing, declare ye in Judah, see, same thing, and publish in Jerusalem, and say, blow ye the trumpet in the land. Cry, gather together and say, assemble yourselves, and let us go into the defenced cities. Set up the standard toward Zion. Retire, stay not, for I will bring evil from the north and a great destruction. You hear that? You hear it? The lion is come up from the thicket, and the destroyer of the Gentiles is on his way. Do you hear that? He is gone forth from his place to make thy land desolate, and thy cities shall be laid waste without an inhabitant. Do you hear that? So, does it sound like anybody is going to remain when Abba's fury hits this land? And now do you see why I say that when they see him, they shall say, hide us from he who sits on the throne and the wrath of the Lamb? Do you see it? For this, gird you up sackcloth. He says, since this is the case, put on sackcloth. But no, you won't do it. Y'all won't just be plain and just focus on the valuable things. Turning back to Abba, he says, all you have to do is return. That's all he wants. Continuing. Gird yourself up in sackcloth, lament and howl, for the fierce anger of Abba is not turned back from us. Do you hear that? And it shall come to pass at that day, says Abba, that the heart of the king shall perish, and the heart of the princes and the priests shall be astonished, and the prophets shall wonder. Then said I, Lord Abba, surely thou hast greatly deceived this people in Jerusalem, saying, you shall have peace, whereas the sword reacheth unto the soul. Did you hear it? So, they are saying peace, 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 when there is no peace. There is only fierce wrath and destruction. You have been deceived into thinking that something good awaits you when it's nothing but wrath and a day of darkness and gloom. He says, why look forward to it? Why? Continuing. At that time shall it be said to this people and to Jerusalem, a dry wind of the high places in the wilderness toward the daughter of my people, not to fan nor to cleanse. Even a full wind from those places shall come unto me. Now also will I give sentence against them. Behold, he shall come up as clouds. Listen, y'all. And his chariots shall be as a whirlwind. His horses are swifter than eagles. Woe unto us! Exclamation point. For we are spoiled. O Jerusalem, wash thine heart from wickedness. Y'all, wash your heart like the woman that takes the clothes down to the stream with that washboard and washes those clothes against that washboard. Wash your heart the same way in preparation for Abba's coming. You hear this? Wash thine heart from wickedness, that thou mayest be saved. Wash your heart. How long shall thine, listen, vain thoughts lodge within thee? Vain thoughts, vanity. What did I tell you from the beginning of this message? How long shall thy vain thoughts lodge within thee? How long shall pointless, stupid, wasteful, stealing, killing thoughts, how long will you harbor them in your heart? Knowing that when Abba appear before your face, you will not be able to behold him. You will perish. You will not be saved. For a voice declareth from Dan. Dan means judge, see? And publish affliction from Mount Ephraim. Make ye mention to the nations. Behold, publish against Jerusalem, that watchers come from a far country and give out their voice against the cities of Judah. You hear that? As keepers of a field are they against her round about, because she hath been rebellious against me, says Abba. See? Thy way and thy doings have procured these things unto you. It's you that's doing it to yourself. Can't you hear it? He's saying, I ain't doing nothing to you. It's you that have brought these things upon yourself. This is your wickedness, he says, because it is bitter, because it reacheth unto your heart. Do you hear it? My bowels, exclamation point. I am pained at my very heart. My heart maketh a noise in me. I cannot hold my peace, because you have heard, O my soul, the sound of the trumpet, the alarm of war, because I know it's coming. I can't just sit here and just let it pass me by. I shed tears daily over this, knowing that many will perish on that day. And when I say many, I mean all shall perish. All, few, it says, shall find the path. Few. Do you understand that? Destruction upon destruction is cried, for the whole land is spoiled. What did I tell you? Suddenly are my tents spoiled and my curtains in a moment. How long shall I see the standard and hear the sound of the trumpet? For my people is foolish, and they have not known me. They are sottish children, and they have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge. You hear that? So do it sound like Abba is pleased with the doings of the inhabitants of this land, of this earth? I mean, all of y'all on the earth. Does it sound like he pleased with what you've been doing? Well, you have brought your own destruction upon your own heads with your own doings. Now, I want to make this extremely clear, I said today. So I'm going to reveal to you what the earth is going to be like after Abba's destruction. Okay? So listen carefully to this. I beheld the earth, and lo, it was without form and void, and the heavens, and they had no light. You hear that? Do you hear that? So after Abba has done what he's done, he beheld, and it was just as it was in the beginning. Nothing. Void. The earth, he said, guys. Not just one little country, not just one little nation. The earth was without form and void, and the heavens had no light. And I beheld the mountains, and lo, they trembled, and all the hills moved lightly. I beheld, and lo, there was no man. Do you hear it? I beheld, and lo, there was no man. And all the birds of the heavens were fled. And I beheld, and lo, the fruitful place was as a wilderness, and all the cities thereof were broken down. All the cities thereof were broken down. All the cities thereof were broken down at the presence of Abba, and by his fierce anger. For thus hath Abba said, the whole land shall be desolate, yet will I not make a full end. For this shall the earth mourn, and the heavens above be black, because I have spoken it, I have purposed it, and will not repent, neither will I turn back from it. Now do you understand why it's all vanity? Everything is going to be utterly destroyed. Everything. How many men were left on the earth? Seems like they haven't been honest with you about how this thing ends here. You see, because the day of the Lord, it says a day of darkness. Are you aware of that? Let me get that real quick. We were just read from Jeremiah chapter 4. We're going to jump to the book of Joel. Joel chapter 2. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion. See, the same trumpet Jeremiah was talking about. The same alarm he was talking about. Listen here. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain, and let all the inhabitants of the land tremble. For the day of Abba cometh. See, it is the same day. You see how it don't change? They're talking about the same thing. Let's see what he says. For it is nigh at hand, a day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains. A great people and a strong, there hath not been ever the like, neither shall they be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. A fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. The land is as the Garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness. Just like Jeremiah said. Yeah, and nothing shall escape them. Just like Jeremiah said. The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses. Just like Jeremiah said. And as of horsemen, so shall they run. Just like Jeremiah said. Like the noise of chariots. Just like Jeremiah said. On the tops of mountains shall they leap, like the noise of a flame of fire. Just like Jeremiah said, that devoureth the stubble as a strong people set in battle array. Before their face of the people shall be much pained. All faces shall gather blackness. They shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the wall like men of war, and they shall march every one on his ways, and they shall not break their ranks, neither shall one thrust another. They shall walk every one in his path, and when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. They shall run to and fro in the city, and they shall run upon the wall. They shall climb upon the houses, and they shall enter in at the windows like a thief. Who's going to do this? Abba's army is going to do it. The earth shall quake before them. The heavens shall tremble. The sun and the moon shall be dark, just like Jeremiah said. And the stars shall withdraw their shining, just like Jeremiah said. And Abba shall utter his voice before his army, who, just like I just told you. For his camp is very great, for he is strong that executeth his word. For the day of Abba is great and very terrible, and who can abide it? Who? While y'all are running around buying your fancy cars and your new houses and all your jewelry and singing your songs about vanity and killing and taking and thieving, while you're wasting your life away. This is what's coming for you. All of what you have sown, you shall indeed reap. The reaping is near and nigh upon all of y'all. So this is why I always implore you to come out of her, my people, for now it is nearer than when you first believed. Okay? Continuing in Joel. Therefore also now, says Abba, turn you even to me with all your heart, just like Jeremiah said, and with fasting, with weeping. Y'all wonder why I be crying on my videos? You wonder why? And with mourning, and rend your heart, and not your garment, and turn unto Abba your El, for he is gracious and merciful. He's slow to anger, and great kindness, and repenteth him of evil. Who knoweth if he will return and repent, and leaveth a blessing behind him, even a meat offering and drink offering unto Abba your El? Blow the trumpet in Zion, sanctify a fast, call a solemn assembly. Gather the people, sanctify the congregation, assemble the elders, gather the children and those that suck the breast, and let the bridegroom go forth of his chamber, and the bride out of her closet. Let the priests, the ministers of Abba, weep between the porch and the altar, and let them say, Spare your people, Abba, and give not thine heritage to reproach, that the heathen shall rule over them. Wherefore shall they say among the people, Where is their El? Then will Abba be jealous for his land and pity his people. Forgive us, Father. Forgive us, Abba. Abba, forgive us. Most of us don't even know. They don't even know that's what they're doing. They have no idea they have been taught wrong. They have been taught wrong, Abba, and you know that. Forgive us. Turn your heart unto us, Father. Even in the midst of your wrath and your anger, show your pity to us. Be merciful. Be kind to your children, Father, for they are low and sottish and foolish, chasing after what they think is valuable. a great deception. So forgive them. Turn your hearts unto the Father, children, for nothing else matters at this hour, for the day of Abba is nigh, more nigh than you know.